I'm not even gonna do anything crazy. Let's just get into this video, guys. Hey everybody, it's your boy Sly Lancy. Welcome back to the channel, guys. And for today's video, guys, we will be talking about the top 15, yes, not top 10, top 15 greatest Sly Cooper moments of all time. When we talk about greatest moments, we're talking about some of the most satisfactory moments in this entire franchise. However, I will include funny moments as well if they do call for it. So, as always, guys, sit back and enjoy the video, and let's get through this video together as our first official video of 2025 starts now. Number 15. Murray talks to Bentley from Sly 3. After managing to get inside the Cooper vault, Sly, Bentley, and Murray all see the ancient history of the vault. But however, due to the structure of the vault itself, Sly's the only one who's able to travel on by himself, unfortunately having to leave Bentley and Murray behind, which the two seem to don't mind at all. However, it's after Sly goes inside the vault that we learn about how Bentley's been feeling some type of way about Sly. It was probably due to the conversation that Bentley overheard between Sly and Dr. M when they were on top of the blimp together that Bentley probably had doubts about his connection to Sly and probably felt that he would have been better off not having Sly to begin with. However, after one of Dr. M's goons manages to sneak inside the vault and almost attack Bentley, Murray comes to the rescue and manages to talk Bentley off the ledge, reminding him that all three of them did this together as a team and that Sly values Bentley's friendship. Bentley manages to snap out of this situation and then goes to help Sly and Murray stop Dr. M once and for all. This moment gets number 15 on this list because of how important it played a role in showing how tight the Cooper Gang family really was, and again, showing how much value Murray had to the team, as practically the heart and soul of the group. With their friendship and bond tighter than ever before, Sly, Bentley, and Murray all managed to defeat Dr. M, and as a thank you for all the help over the years, Sly gives all the riches inside the Cooper vault to Bentley, Murray, and the rest of the Cooper Gang to help them get to the vault over the years. Number 14. Claiming Clockwork's eyes from Sly 2. The main reason this moment makes the top 15 in this video is because of the amount of absurdity that it took to get to this point. Not only did we have to deal with certain other factors that happened earlier in the game that we'll talk about later on this list, but the fact that it took so much chaos in order to get just one clockwork part that a ton of people are trying to get after is crazy. Between Neela running away with one of the eyes, Bentley having one of the eyes, then Carmelita stealing that eye from Bentley, then Contessa stealing the eye from Neela, and then Murray finally stealing the eye back from Carmelita, and then Sly finally getting the eye back from Contessa. I mean, this mission, or operation I should say, was all over the place. And the moment we finally got both clockwork eyes was an absolute monumental feeling of euphoria. Number 13. Defeating the Paradox from Sly 4. As begrudgingly as I would hate to put the Sly 4's ending in any capacity in this top 15 greatest list, I have to put it here just because we finally got rid of the nuisance that was the Paradox. So, yeah, again, I'm still annoyed that it ended off a cliffhanger, but you can't deny that when we finally defeated the Paradox, we know that we don't have to deal with this guy anymore ever again. And basically seeing him trying to escape scot-free and then ended up crashing into a plane and falling into the water anyway, and then basically now he's going to spend the rest of his life in jail is just absolutely, it's a feeling of catharsis, because like this skunk really did cause a lot of problems for us. So I'm just happy he's finally gone, and even though the Cooper Gang still is not back together just yet, it hopefully, and I say this term very proudly, hopefully we can all see Sly return one day. Number 12. The Cooper Gang returns in Sly 4. You cannot tell me that every single Sly fan out there doesn't love the fact that when they first played Sly 4, just the idea of seeing Sly and the gang back together again wasn't a huge feeling of happiness for anybody. Trust me, because when I played the demo of this back in 2012, it was absolutely like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're back at this once again. I absolutely loved playing that first level because it was just so cathartic. And also getting the feel of the gameplay and how it could translate from PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3 was absolutely incredible, and they did a great job at transitioning it and making it feel a bit more modern, even if I still have a couple of gripes with it. But yeah, the Cooper Gang is back, baby! We are back! And hopefully, if Sly 5 ever comes out, it'll make this top 15 list easily. Number 11. Saving Bob Cooper from Sly 4. The one thing I will say about Sly 4 is that even if you don't like how some of the things turned out, again, it did have some good moments in there that you can look back and be like, you know what, that was smart, that was innovative in a way. Now, again, I'm not the biggest fan of Bob Cooper, but I can't deny that Sly and the Gang saving the very first Cooper ancestor ever was beyond incredible. And it also brought back that like hint of darkness that these games carry, and how like something like that, how something so simple and minor like that could change an entire course of history forever. Which, when you really think about it, is actually a very scary thought. But not to go too into depth, but yeah, basically Saving Bob Cooper was a very cool moment indeed, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And something like this easily would make me want to play more with the ancestors or learn more about the other ancestors. Like, I'm still wanting to play as Slight and Common, Henrietta, One-Eye Cooper, and many more. Number 10. The very first operation from Sly 2. Now, while this moment in particular isn't as gratifying as some of the others on this list, the reason why it makes number 10 in this list is simply because it's a feeling of accomplishment. This is the very first operation that we've ever had in any of the Sly Cooper games. And just the fact that we not only do it against Dimitri, and I don't need to say anything else about Dimitri, and then on top of that, seeing how these three work together so well as a band of thieves was just awesome. You guys can't tell me that this wasn't absolutely satisfying the first time you guys played this. And it's funny because this isn't the only operation that makes this list. Even though I reward some of the categories a bit differently, this is the first operation to make this list, and a couple others will make this list later on, even though I word it differently. But yeah, Operation Thunderbeak makes number 10 on this list as one of the greatest Sly Cooper moments. Number 9. Bentley defeats Penelope from Sly 4. After having his heart broken by Penelope, the Cooper Gang, featuring Sly, Murray, Carmelita, and Sir Gallup Cooper, all go to exact their revenge on Penelope. However, Penelope, obviously seeing this attack coming from 3 miles away, has a gigantic robot that she's using to fend off against Sly Cooper. While Cooper manages to destroy the big robot, Penelope still has a Black Knight costume, and while Sly is trapped underneath debris, Penelope goes to deliver the final blow, but that's when our man, the OG Bentley, comes through to save the day. He confronts Penelope about why she betrayed the Cooper Gang, and then, because Penelope's too far gone at this point, Bentley and Penelope get into the old-fashioned throw your hands up and let's settle this in a boxing match type style fight. Bentley manages to overpower Penelope and save the Cooper Gang, and the operation's complete. I love this moment because Penelope deserved everything that she got coming to her in this particular moment, and if there's ever a 5th game, she'll probably get more coming her way eventually too. And seeing Bentley, obviously still depressed and saddened by the situation, manage to break through that long enough to help his friends out was absolutely great to see. Now all we have to do is just wait for either a 5th Sly game or a Sly Cooper comic to come out to see what happens after the events of Sly 4. Number 8. Cooper ancestors team up in Sly 4. While I'm technically cheating because this moment could tie into, defeating the Paradox, but I had to put this moment separate just because you cannot tell me that you guys did not feel goosebumps when you saw all the Coopers that we worked with in the 4th game come together to work together to stop the Paradox and save Sly and Carmelita. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. This was the first Avengers Endgame film before the actual film came out. And just seeing how all the ancestors are helping each other out while studying each other's styles and swaggers and all that, again, you can't tell me that you did not at least get chills down your spine from watching this unplay and unfold the way it did. Again, I'm just saddened that we couldn't get Slight and Common or Henrietta One-Eye Cooper in here, or even Sly's father, because those are the three ancestors that I think I would love seeing more than anything else. Number 7. Murray rejoining the Cooper gang from Sly 3. At the end of Sly comic issue number 2, Murray had left the Cooper gang because of how much stress and how much guilt he had over what's happened to the Cooper gang recently. And while Sly and Bentley both trying their darndest to get Murray to rejoin the gang again in the first world of Sly 3, it just ultimately fell on deaf ears multiple times. However, the moment that the black water ran pure for Murray was seeing Bentley get punched in the face by Octavio. That moment infuriated Murray beyond belief, and without a doubt, he sucker punched Octavio and joined the Cooper gang without hesitation. You can't tell me that you didn't have a smile on your face when Murray sucker punched Octavio. I mean, every time I watch that scene, it just makes me smile every single time. Seeing Murray gain his confidence back once again after seeing Bentley get hurt like that was absolutely euphoric. And getting the latest smackdown on Octavio was also another fun thing to do afterwards, because the Octavio boss fight is actually pretty fun to play. The heart and soul of the Cooper gang had returned once again, and unless someone had died on his watch, there was no way he was going to leave the Cooper gang ever again from this moment forward. Number 6. Panicking helps Murray save his van from Sly 3. After finding the van stranded on a block of ice, or in this case, frozen in a block of ice in China, Murray becomes very ecstatic and hell-bent on saving his van. However, a ton of General Sal's guards are doing everything they can to stop Murray from bringing the van back to the safe house. Murray, however, despite the pleas of Bentley and Penelope to just leave the van, Murray refuses to give up on the van, saying it's like a daughter to him and that he will not leave it behind again. And this is the moment that brings in Panda King. Panda King, obviously still worried about his daughter Jean King, was touched by Murray, basically treating the van as his daughter, and is going to help Murray bring the van back to the safe house. I shed a tear every time I watch this moment or play this mission, because it was the moment that Panda King probably saw the Cooper gang as more than just a transactional partnership, but rather just like close allies that share the same goals. It was a beautiful sequence of events made the more satisfying when Murray basically not only just thanked Panda King for helping him out, but basically allowing Panda King to have, shotgun in his van for an entire month. With Panda King in turn not only thanking him for the offer, but also thanking Murray for giving him the ability to feel like his old self again for the first time in a very, very long time. This is one of the main reasons why Tearful Reunion still remains a top 10 favorite mission of mine. It may not be the best mission in terms of the gameplay, but in terms of the story, oh, it is 1000 out of 10. Number 5. Getting our family book back from Sly 1. Defeating Clockwork and the whole entire Fiendish 5 was an absolutely incredible feeling, knowing we finally achieved our goals of not only getting the book back, but proving to everyone and ourselves that we are indeed a master thief. This was such a nice feeling to have because of the amount of work and the amount of effort that it took to get to this point, and also having to deal with Bentley's nagginess, Murray's inconfidence, and Sly's insufferable petulance, along with arrogance. All of them managing to get together long enough to defeat Clockwork, the most pure evil on the planet up until that point, was just, again, it was a great sight to see, absolutely incredible. But the only reason it doesn't rank higher on this list is because Clockwork ended up coming back in the second game. Number 4. Defeating General Sal from Sly 3. Oh my gosh, if this whole entire chapter was just beyond infuriating because of how evil this guy was. And the fact that we got to shove everything in this guy's face at the end really was an incredible and amazing feeling to have. First of all, he kicked a puppy twice. Second of all, he made a sexist comment about women. These two things alone was enough for me to want to kick this dude's ass, along with the obvious kidnapping and breaking and entering charges as well. And while that operation did go haywire a bit near the end of the operation, you can't deny the feeling of getting Jin King out of there safely and rescuing Penelope too from his black dragon. And again, it's just like this guy had so much shit coming his way for all the amount of bullshit that he put everyone through during his time as the Emperor of China. It was just unbelievable. This moment easily gets top 5 easily just because of the amount of frustration we have dealing with General Tsao and the amount of determination that we have in trying to defeat him. Number 3. Bentley freeing Sly and Murray from prison all by himself from Sly 2. After the capture of Sly and Murray by Contessa and Constable Neeler, both of them are being sent to Prague prison for reform, leaving Bentley all by himself. Our man Bentley not only has to figure out how to drive a stick shift, but he has to drive all the way through different war zones and different parts of the continent, not country, continent, to basically get to Prague and figure out how to break his friends out of jail. This moment was the moment that solidified Bentley's importance to the gang and how much of a beast and OG he was in this entire franchise. Not only is he the smallest and weakest member of the entire team, but he has to also go through a very, very scary area that has demon wolves, demon bats, giant ass spiders, and demon vultures. And if Bentley was even the slightest bit scared, he never showed it the entire time. He worked his way through it and figured out how to get his friends out. And the moment that we finally break both members out of prison, and even Carmelita in a later chapter as well, you can't help but just feel so good for Bentley, who probably feels vindicated that he finally proved his worth to the Cooper gang. And if I'm being honest, this was probably the moment that Sly saw Bentley as more than just a liability to the team. This is the moment that I think Sly really saw Bentley as truly one of his best friends, if he really went out of his way to help not only break him out of jail, but Murray out of jail as well, risking his own livelihood and safety. I mean, nothing better than that. And this is probably why Bentley felt some type of way that Sly probably didn't return the same love and respect that he felt he deserved after all that hard work he did, even though Murray and Sly eventually brought him back around eventually. But again, this moment to me in some ways is better than getting the book back and even defeating General Tsao, and it's solely because of the fact that Bentley literally had to solo everything by himself. Number 2. Exploring the Cooper Vault / defeating Dr. M from Sly 3. This moment initially was gonna get number 1 on this list, but another moment in particular just edged it out just a tad bit. But this moment definitely is a top 2 moment in the franchise. The ultimate glory, the ultimate feeling of victory, just the sense of we finally did it. You can't get any better than you get with that feeling of finally getting to the mission Ancestors Gauntlet. Being able to not only witness all your ancestors' history, but also collect it as well. Again, absolutely stunning and beautiful. And on top of that, a couple missions later, we get to vindicate that feeling of finally getting inside the Ancestors Gauntlet by defeating Dr. M for good. All the trouble and problems that he caused us while doing everything in his power to prevent us from even going inside the vault while going in there on his own, again, you cannot enjoy this feeling anymore, because this madman who was very evil to the core, who killed a guard just for forgetting the passcode, he was going to deserve everything that his fate had coming to him in these final moments of his life. And Sly, who managed to somehow get amnesia, quote unquote, ends up forgetting everything about his life, leading to Carmelita, who somehow managed to get inside the vault, to lie and have Sly work with her in solving crime all across the world. Sly and Carmelita take off, leaving Bentley, Murray, and the rest of the Cooper gang on the island. But as I stated before, as a thank you for all the help that Sly gotten from the Cooper gang over the years, he left an opening to the Cooper Vault inside for basically all the Cooper gang members to take whatever wealth that they wanted because of everything that they did for Sly up until that point. Which ironically is throwing salt over the dead body of Dr. M in the process. So, just to sum it all up, taking out an evil villain that deserved it while also claiming your riches, but also giving your riches away to the gang that helped you get it in the first place. Only one particular moment is better than this particular moment right here. The number 1 entry on our list here. Now please note, I'm not going to do an honorable mentions list, mainly because we did a top 15 video instead of a top 10. But if you guys have any honorable mentions that you think deserve to be on this list, definitely put them in the comment section down below and I'll check them out and I'll give you my opinion on it. But for now, let's get to the number 1 spot. So after 14 moments on this list, we are at the number 1 spot. What could be number 1? This one should really not be a no-brainer if you've been following the series from day 1. But yeah, the number 1 spot on this list, in my personal opinion, is destroying the Clockwork parts / defeating Clockla, aka Neela from Sly 2. Yes, we got the family book back in Sly 1, but Clockwork wasn't completely destroyed. Yes, we entered the vault in Sly 3, but it was just literally like a happily ever after moment. This moment right here though, this particular moment here, finally getting rid of Cooper's greatest enemy in his history, is easily the icing on the cake in terms of gratification. Look at what we went through in the entire game of Sly 2 to get to this point. The amount of times that we won, followed by the amount of times that we lost in this game. And just those wins and losses that kept piling up made this moment even more sweeter when we finally managed to get through it. And yes, while we have the sad moments of Bentley getting crippled by Neela, along with Murray getting so traumatized he leaves the Cooper gang afterwards, this particular moment still reigns as the greatest Sly Cooper moment in history. And it is with that, guys, we are finally done with this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the trilogy of videos that I had planned out. Again, I apologize that this video came out a little bit later than December than I anticipated. The holidays kind of got messed up for me, so I had to figure things out. But I hope you guys enjoyed all 3 of these videos, and I hope to see you guys in more videos in the future. As always, I love you guys so much. Thank you for always tuning in and liking, sharing, and subbing to the channel. Really helps the channel out a lot. And as far as the next Sly Cooper video on this channel, my idea for the most part is to redo the top 10 worst and top 10 best Sly Cooper videos list and just make it into a whole ranking of every single villain from worst to best, and it would definitely include Dimitri and Panic King as well. If that's something that you guys would love to see and want to see in the future, let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for everything, and I'll see you guys next time.